Hello everyone, my name is Anna and I am team leader for Leeds Sanctuary. Today I am going to tell you a little bit about what Craftivism is and why we love it and some of the things that we've done in the past, and also invite you to be part of some of the activities and the campaign that we have coming up on the cost of living after this. My first piece of advice would be to pause this video and then watch the Craftivist Collective video, which I've linked to just below this video. That gives a really wonderful introduction and says it far better than I can. But then when you've watched that, come back and I will tell you a little bit about what we've done at the Leeds Craftivists. Okay, so hopefully you have watched that great video by Sarah Corbett now. I'm just going to share my screen to tell you a little bit about what we've been doing here in Leeds. So what is Craftivism? Hopefully you've got a bit of a sense from that video, but I thought I would share from our perspective what we believe Craftivism is. It is a gentle form of activism. It seeks to do things differently. It is not about angry activism or ways of being aggressive or anything like that. It is about taking our time, being slow and being gentle. It is creative. That's one of the reasons that I really love it. It's about embracing our creativity. Each of us have creativity to bring to things, and we can use that through Craftivism to make a change. It is slow. As you saw in the video, Sarah Corbett shares about the repetitive hand motions of doing some Craftivism. And when you're doing craft, you're taking the time and you're really embracing the topic and thinking about the topic as you do it. It's not about rushing. There's a focus on learning. In everything that we do with the Leeds Craftivists, we always take some time to learn things and learn about the topic. We often hear from an expert or we watch a video to make sure that we are informed in the campaigning that we're taking part in. It is countercultural. As I'm sure many of you will feel, often things can feel in our culture very rushed and busy, and we always have to be achieving things quickly. And it feels to me that Craftivism offers a real something that's really different from that, something where we can embrace the slowness and embrace really taking that time to use our creativity. And it's not necessarily about immediate results, although we do hope that we will achieve change in the world, but we will achieve change in a slow, gentle and creative way. So why we love Craftivism? We see the full humanity of everyone involved. So that means everyone who's around the table or in the Zoom, because we do both of those things in person and online, but also, and maybe more importantly, it's about seeing the full humanity of the person that we are campaigning to. So what are they bringing? Why do they do what they do? What are their motivations in all of this? And we try to take that into account in everything that we do. It focuses on the whole person. We at Leeds Sanctuary are a wellbeing project. We like to look holistically at somebody. We're not just focusing maybe on what their job is or what things they've achieved in their life, but seeing their wholeness and all that they are. And we believe that taking time to get to know people and craft together is a really beautiful way of doing that. We also know that being creative with other people and building community around that is really good for our mental health and our emotional well-being. It is inclusive, so it embraces all sorts of people, those people who maybe going on a march doesn't feel possible or just they don't fancy it. Perhaps sitting at home and doing something creative is much more up your street, This is a kind of activism that a lot of people can get involved in, regardless of age, physical and mental health. This can be something that can really open doors on making the world a better place. It also builds community. Any of you who are crafters will know that sitting around a table with other people and doing something creative with them can really open up conversation in a completely unique way. So we've seen that happen in our group, even over Zoom through lockdown. We've built some really lovely relationships, and now we're starting to do more in person. We're seeing that only more so, which is wonderful. It is loving and also challenging. So we always come from a place of love and passion, but we bring an edge of challenge in all that we do as well, because we do want to make change. Sometimes that change is saying thank you to somebody and reinforcing their positive actions, and sometimes that change is saying, hey, we see what you're doing, but maybe you could do a little bit more. It is relational. It is relational between the people who are doing it together, but also between us and the person who we are campaigning to. We do different kinds of craftivism. So sometimes we send it to people in position, we send a handmade gift to people in positions of power. And sometimes we do something a little bit different, maybe gifting things around the community. We recently hung green hearts in the trees in parks in Leeds, or we've given gifts to people in our lives who we want to say thank you for really positive change that they're bringing to the world. All of that is relational. So here I wanted to share a few of the things that we have done in the past. So we have on that first image that you can see, that is when it was No Mow May, which some of you may have heard of, and it's all about encouraging pollinators and creating wildflower meadows locally. And we created these signs to encourage different people not to mow. So some people might have put them in their garden, some people might have given them as a gift, some people might have done some guerrilla gardening and put them around their community. Oh, sorry. And then you'll see the £5 note there. That's what we had a session on ethical banking. And we redesigned the £5 note to say, this is what it looks like to invest in the future. And you can see on the image there that we have wind turbines and a forest and a picture of Greta as someone who has been a real inspiration. And we sent those to our banks to say, we want ethical investment in the future. And then you can see me there in Cancer Research Shop in Leeds City Centre. This was Ethical Fashion Month, so someone came to speak to us about what ethical fashion means, and our action was that we all sewed some tiny clothes from scraps of material that we had at home. So you can see there's some t-shirts, I think there's some trousers up at the other end, and then you might also be able to spot that there are some little pieces of card that are hung on the line as well, and those are facts and figures about the environmental impact of clothing and why it's good to shop at charity shops like Cancer Research, because you're not contributing to carbon footprint or unethically sourced clothing. And then on the other side, you'll see a beautifully decorated footprint. And this was when MP Alex Sobel came to speak to us about the CEE bill, which they were trying to get through Parliament. So in response to what he shared, we put things that we love about the world on our footprints, and then we sent them off to our MP. Last year, we did the Green Hearts campaign, and you'll see some really beautiful examples of Green Hearts here. We gathered hundreds of Green Hearts together from community groups and individuals around Leeds and well beyond. And we had them on display during COP26 in the Leeds City Market. Along with that, we put some information about what the campaign had been all about, and shared a little bit about who we were and what we were doing. And that was seen, hundreds of people contributed, and it was seen by thousands of people, particularly as it was up during Light Night that some of you may be aware of. So I hope that's given you a little bit of a taste of who the Leeds Craftivists are and why we do what we do. What we have coming up, so if you're intrigued by this and you want to get involved in the future, then we have a cost of living campaign where we're looking at how we can be part of a solution, which is it's a fast changing issue, so we'll try to stay on top of that as things develop. But our next meeting is Monday the 3rd of October at 7:30 on Zoom, and we will be launching that campaign that evening. We'll have a speaker, we'll introduce you to the crafting elements of the campaign and how you can get involved. It's obviously very welcome people from Leeds. We love you to come along, but if you don't live in Leeds, you're also very welcome to come along, because our November meetup, which is also on the first Monday of the month, that's when we meet. A few of us are meeting in Leeds City Centre to have kind of a craft and chat evening where we'll be doing their creative action that we introduced in October, but we're also inviting people from all over the country to gather in local groups, even if it's just a couple of friends, or if you're the only person you know who enjoys crafting, please do. We'd love for you to get involved still. And then in December, we will be meeting on Zoom again to round up what we've achieved in the campaign. And there'll be some celebratory, maybe some festive elements to that one. So I really hope that this video has given you a little introduction to who the Leeds Craftivists are, and also hopefully whetted your appetite and made you want to get involved in some of the creative campaigning that we do. Thank you.